after reading both of Texas Roadhouse's responses on TikTok surrounding these like allegations around the restaurant employees discussing spitting and contaminating in the food of black customers, I think the company is treating this like an allegation crisis when to me it should be a perception crisis. So let's forget the screenshot right now for a moment, right? The thing that should have every executive to me at Texas Roadhouse paying attention to right now is a number that's attached to the story. From what I've seen, there was over 400,000 people that responded to this and what they've done when it comes to black people going to this restaurant. And when a controversy involving alleged food contamination, race, and customer treatment is connected to a community that large and immediately takes off on TikTok, to me, this starts by being about a post. It starts about being about a screenshot. It becomes a test of trust. And after reading both of these responses, I think the company is treating this like an allegation crisis when it actually should be about perception or what people think about Texas Roadhouse to begin with. Now, let's be clear, right? Texas Roadhouse has already denied the allegations and they've called them like unfounded. They say it's not true. It says they're investigating like most companies would do, right? The facts are still being determined, but from a PR perspective, as someone that works in PR and crisis, the question I'm asking isn't whether the allegation is true or false. The question I'm asking is why do so many people find this believable, right? Because a company's biggest reputation threat isn't always what some people know. Sometimes it's what people are willing to believe. And the moment this story hit on TikTok, it already became much bigger than the original allegation within itself. People started talking about the trust, the culture of the company, and their own experiences. And for many black people, let's be honest, right? Let's have a real conversation. Conversations about discrimination in restaurants are not new, especially being African American. Stories about feeling unwelcome, receiving different levels of service compared to other people, being ignored, stereotypes, or questioning whether they were treated fairly have been and existed for years. We already know that, right? And that's not a statement about Texas Roadhouse specifically, but it is a statement of the reality of a broader hospitality industry of how black people or people of color are treated. So when a story like this, to me, starts trending, many people aren't evaluating on a blank slate. They're evaluating it through experiences they've had themselves or stories that they've heard from family, friends, people that they know, right? And that's why, to me, this spread so quickly, because it didn't create concern. It reinforced concerns that have already existed when it comes to the black experiences going in the dining industry, right? And that's where I think that Texas Roadhouse missed a major opportunity with this, because the company responded twice in one day. We all know they're frantic at this point because people are going off on threads and on social media. They're going off and they made two responses already, and the credit should be given to responding quickly. They did respond quickly, but both responses to me felt focused on denying the allegation rather than addressing the larger conversation happening around it, right? What I didn't hear was empathy, and what I didn't hear was leadership. What I didn't really see was an acknowledgement of why people were disturbed in the first place. Personally, I think this called really for a CEO to respond or have a video statement and not another written graphic or post on TikTok. You already know I hate when people do these TikTok posts. When trust is the issue, the CEO becomes a spokesperson. And I would have rather hear like, we understand why people are concerned, we understand why customers want answers, and we're conducting a thorough investigation, and we're also evaluating our culture. I would be looking at all those people that say they're employees, because there's a culture issue here, right? Let's be completely honest. Because whether these allegations are ultimately true or false, leadership should be asking a bigger question. What does it say about our culture that so many people found this believable, right? There should be a review of the culture, the training, the employee conduct expectations, and more so your employees. Like, who are you hiring to come into this company or continuing to come into this company with this mindset they should be doing that or think it's okay to do that, right? A crisis isn't created when people see an allegation, right? A crisis, to me, is created when people see an allegation and they immediately believe it. This TikTok trend will not stop trending, right? The investigation will eventually end, but what customers remember is whether a company earned their trust when it mattered the most. And right now, Texas Roadhouse, to me, isn't fighting a screenshot. They're fighting doubt.
Apparently, there is a chat with some 400,000 people, including Texas Roadhouse employees, stating they're going to be spitting and putting other DNA in black diners' food. I'm not going to say what I really want to say because, I already got a strike on here. I think I got two. But I'm going to say this. Black people, watch where you spend your money. Watch where you sit down. Watch where you eat. Stay abreast. At this point, eating at home is the safest thing. I'm sorry. I don't eat Texas Roadhouse like that, but I won't be eating Texas Roadhouse. This is TMI to the max, honestly. And I'm grateful for the information, but it's just like being black can be so exhausting sometimes.
It was never safe for us to eat out anyway. And now that we see Texas Roadhouse being under fire for their employees coming out in a group chat on Facebook or a group on Facebook talking about how if they see black diners come in, they spit in their food, they lick their fingers and put it in their food, and them not telling us what it is the cooks do. But this is something we should have been known, because I want y'all to understand. Yes, this is horrible. This is biological warfare. This is terrorism, domestic terrorism at its finest. But I also need y'all to understand that it was already an issue anytime you go out to eat anywhere, because hygiene and lack thereof comes into play. Believe me, I worked in fast food for a long time. I was the assistant GM for multiple different restaurants, and I know how people's hygiene is lacking. So that, coupled on top of the fact that we have to deal with anti-blackness, and you may be having somebody serving you or somebody making your food that just don't like you because of the way you look, that's always a risk we take. If that food is not prepared by us, if we don't see ourselves making that food, if we don't see somebody like us, we're taking a really big risk. And I can't tell you how many times I've ended up sick. Lots of people get food poisoning from going out to eat. It's not just oopsie daisies or a once-off thing. But I thought this was already a known thing, that we don't eat it if we didn't see you cook it. The same way that we say that we don't eat other people's food, we don't eat other people's cooking when they bring the potluck or whatever the case is, that same thing should apply to going out to eat, because these people don't fuck with us for real, and will go as far as announcing to the world that they are spitting in our food because of the color of our skin.
Hey y'all, let me stop smiling because this shit ain't funny. I have a message for y'all today, and it's from a Facebook group called White and Proud. And this is a message that white servers have for black people. So I'm gonna read it for y'all just so I can spread awareness. But anyways, it says, to all you blacks in here, keep this in mind. Hope you enjoy your next meal next time you eat out. There is a Facebook group that I am a part of, which is this one that I'm reading from, and it is for white servers. We have come up with a plan. When a table of black diners come in and place their orders, we walk back to the kitchen to get your food when ready. There is always a blind spot in the kitchen, and we are licking our fingers and touching your food. If it happens to be a Texas Roadhouse or Logan's, those rolls are full of our white saliva. Some of the cooks are in on this too. Think they are playing? They aren't. Believe me, this has been going on since y'all started this nonsense with Carmelo, the candy bar Anthony crap. By the way, the group has over 400K members. Enjoy y'all's food.
Texas Roadhouse is facing backlash. This is because there's a Facebook group that's going on with their current employees that are saying that they're targeting black customers specifically and basically messing with their food, including spitting in their food and sabotaging it before it gets to their the place that they're sitting, basically the restaurant. They have now issued a statement, and I'm just going to read it. Due to us losing our verification, our comments are not being seen. At Texas Roadhouse, we are committed to creating an environment where our guests are treated with respect and unreasonable hospitality. We do not tolerate discrimination, harassment, or mistreatment of any kind, and we expect our roadies to treat every guest with dignity and care. Our commitment to the communities in which we serve remain unchanged, provide legendary food, legendary service, to every guest who walks through our doors. And the reason why I feel like this is baloney, because you haven't mentioned anything about the staff members that basically create this Facebook page to just spew hate and just ruin their customers' experience as well, because anyone that has been found on that page, even if they leave or whatever and stuff, needs to be investigated. And when they are investigated, they need to be fired. I don't care how long they've been there, they need to leave permanently, because that would be showing you're standing up for the racism that the customers have faced as well. And you could also be sued as well, regardless, because this is discriminatory anyway. But just the fact that they were so comfortable to create a Facebook group thinking that they wouldn't be outed as well and continue on having a safe space for them to spread their hate is insane. I don't know what the next outcome will be for Texas Roadhouse, because obviously they've said that they tried to address it, but because they're not verified, people couldn't see it. But we're tired of people saying, oh, we like these flimsy apologies, flimsy statements, but no action is being taken. They need to immediately be fired as well and investigate, and probably charges brought against them as well, because it is a crime to spit in someone's food. Is that not assault, or am I bugging? I'm not bugging. So yeah.
If you black, don't eat at Texas Roadhouse, man. Don't go there, bro. So I guess in Facebook, there's this group chat of these white supremacist people, and it's like 400,000 of them, bro. That's a lot of people. And I think majority of them are like servers. And they said if they got black customers, they gonna do stuff to your food. Our food? You can't even eat safe? They gonna lick it. It got so bad, Texas Roadhouse had to make a statement about it. Just because you made that statement don't mean I'm still going. Hell no. To mess with a person's food that's paying for it, even if they're not paying for it, to mess with someone's food is the highest level of disrespect. And those people in the group chat, they say they hate black people so much, but they're so obsessed. They're always thinking about ways to mess with them, ways to do this, ways to do that. I'm like, if I hate something, I'm not trying to think about something. It's really that they're obsessed. They want to be us so bad. I ain't gonna, if Texas Roadhouse don't say they got cameras everywhere in the kitchen, don't go.